It's Mark and Becky. We thought we'd have Ross back today. We thought he was just tired.
We thought he was just calling in tired.
Needed a little extra day off to rest up from the weekend.
Yeah.
Turns out he's actually really legit sick.
He is. What did he say? I not only feel like I got run over by a train, I feel like I got run over by a train while having a disease.
Yes, a train that carried diseases. I was like, what
I've never
in the
heard of
world?
that one. But okay.
But yes, so Ross was ran over by a disease-carrying train. Which we feel bad about. Hopefully he's going to feel better soon. But yeah. And there's stuff going around. You're a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Was sick, right?
She was getting over some junk this weekend. She had all the snottiness going on. So yesterday, I messaged her teacher letting her know, hey, I'm picking her up early. And she didn't know my daughter didn't know I was picking her up early, but the teacher let her know. And then her classmates, she's 4, asked her, like, hey, why are you leaving early? She responds with, well, I was sick this weekend and I don't need to be here all day.
I know my boundaries.
Exactly.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC. The positive difference.
Ready for some good news?
We are too.
Here's your positive difference story of the day.
So as a parent, you've got those things you hope your kids will learn. Mm-hmm. Kind of basic, almost life skill stuff.
Yes.
Learning how to swim, learning how to ride a bike. Mm-hmm. Well, Taylor Frost's mom, her name is Sherry, tried and tried and tried to teach him how to ride a bike.
Okay, so it's not for lack of trying.
She was all in on it for years, and it just wouldn't click. Like it just, for whatever reason, just wasn't happening. So it's just one of those things you're like, okay, well, I guess this isn't going to happen.
Right.
Taylor's now a college student in your old stomping grounds, actually, in the state of Kansas.
Okay.
He's also a college basketball player at Fort Scott Community College.
Oh, cool.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And his teammates found out he couldn't ride a bike. Now, you'd think that was going to turn into like,
Yeah.
Nope. In fact, instead of a standard basketball practice, the head coach there, his name's Matt Glover, decided he would organize a special bonding session to teach freshman Taylor Frost how it's done.
Wow.
He even provided the helmet and the bike, got the whole team together and said, we're going to rally to help here.
Oh, that's so sweet. I can just imagine grown men teaching someone how to ride a bike.
Yeah. And Mom then found out about it. She said she was moved to tears. She said instead of offering jeers, those peers cheered him on.
Yeah.
Instead of being teased, they taught what it's like to be a teammate. That's pretty awesome. She wanted to thank his coach for thinking enough of him to teach a timeless skill. There's video footage online of the moment that he started pedaling confidently and his teammates are running alongside, cheering him on.
There is hope and kindness in the world.
It's never too late.
Oh, it's not.
That is our positive difference story of the day.
Real people, real life. The KLRC Morning Show. 90.9 KLRC.
90.9 KLRC for King and Country and World on Fire. By the way, that sunrise is on fire this morning, too. It's beautiful. Also, Becky gets the award for Quote of the Day during the For King and Country song. What was it? That song is the reason I'll never need a hip replacement. Fair. It makes you move.
It does.
Without question.
And I snap, crackle, pop. I'm not old, I'm just crunchy. But we got to get the pops in, you know?
Yeah.
Stretch it out.
All right. Glad we could help keep you healthy this morning. Good morning. It's Mark and Becky. Ross is off today. Still not feeling well. Hopefully we're going to have him back soon. I'm telling you, the whole Artemis 2 thing, those astronauts going around the moon, I'm all in on it. I keep getting sucked in on this. There's so many cool stories about all that.
You know, I used to hear a quote a lot from a coworker of mine. He used to be very, I would say he was definitely not a believer.
Okay.
Whenever we first started conversations. And he'd always tell me, Becky, you know where there aren't any atheists? I'd be like, where? He's like, in foxholes.
I've heard that, yes.
Okay, Mr. Deer, I'll hear you. Well, it's really neat because then we heard the same thing this week.
Oh, yes, from that one of the astronauts, right?
He said there's also not any atheists on a rocket.
I could see that if you're about to be blasted off into outer space.
Like, how could you not?
There's probably something in you that says, okay, how do I feel? Much less, I'm like getting out there, seeing some of these pictures of what they're getting to see, like with their naked eye. Like just looking out a window, I mean, like, that's the moon and that's the earth in the background. Just
incredible.
Just hanging out there. How could you not believe that there's a God who created all this kind of thing? I wonder if we could do this more. You know, there's the, it reminds me of the Leanna Crawford has that song, How Can You Not? For her, it was something as simple as like fireflies.
Yeah.
Seeing the intricate thing, and you're like, how could you not believe there's something that had to have designed this and created this? So maybe we'll share some like, how could you not stories this morning. Is there something where you experienced it, you got to see it, whatever it might be, and you're like, okay, I'm in. Like, how could you not? How could you not believe it's gotten? You can join the conversation. Call or text us 800-909-KLRC.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
One of the astronauts from the Artemis 2 that's been out there in deep space, got to see the moon closer than ever before, said there may be no atheists in foxholes, but there's no atheists on top of rocket ships either. I mean, to be able to see that stuff and realize, man, somebody had to design this, create this. How could you not believe in God? So we've been talking about these how could you not moments, and Carrie is one of our listeners, texted us. So learned about the Fibonacci sequence, which I'd never heard of before.
Neither had I.
But we looked it up. It's this basically like a swirl pattern, and said it's all over. Like a pine cone follows the Fibonacci sequence. You can see it in ferns, sunflowers, broccoli, and so many other things. How could there not be a God when you see this pattern repeated throughout nature?
I'm never going to see flowers and vegetables the same again.
No. Yeah.
Learn something new.
That was, all right, Carrie, that was their how can you not moment. What about you?
I would say my moment came when I would realize time and time again I was growing a human being inside my body.
Oh, yeah, I can't. I mean, I could not imagine.
Like how?
All the feeling, sensation.
Yes. Like, I don't know, for some reason, seeing it on animals, I'm like, yeah, duh. But then whenever, like, I was living it, like, exactly, how could you not?
Yeah, this can't just be an accident.
No.
This isn't random.
It's just incredible. It's almost like too much to even wrap your mind around. Or like, all right, God, only you.
Yes.
Yes.
That's wild.
And then being able to also like give birth to a human being.
I'm sure to have that moment.
What just happened?
Yes.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
So NASA live streamed the Orion spacecraft's record-setting moment yesterday. They officially broke the record for the furthest a human being's gone into deep space, a distance of 248,655 miles.
All I could say is that's really, really, really far.
Yeah. It was the record that was held by the Apollo 13 crew from back in 1970.
Wow.
I watched a little bit of it yesterday, and there was a moment that, man, I don't know. I think
almost
probably
cried?
Yes.
Wow.
Do you know about the whole thing with the guy naming after his
I read a little
wife?
bit.
Okay, so well, here's a little more detail on it. They had reached the moment where they had gone the furthest, and then they have this like incredible view of the moon, and they found 2 new craters that had never been named.
Oh wow!
Before.
Okay, I didn't realize we named every crater on the moon.
I guess when they find one.
Okay.
Yep, and I guess if you spot it, you get to name it.
All right, let's do it.
They named one of them Integrity after that's the name of their capsule kind of thing. Like, oh, well, that makes sense. And then Reed Weissman, who's he's the commander of the crew, started to choke up as he mentioned. We decided we wanted to name the second one Carol. It turns out Carol's the name of his wife who passed away in 2020 at the age of 46 of cancer. And he even said I read a New York Times article about him that he literally was going to walk away. And once she got cancer, he's like, I'm out. Forget the astronaut stuff. I just want to be here for you.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I want you to stay in this.
Wow.
And he has. And now he's and the crew that's made it the furthest in deep space. But yeah, so they named it after her. And at that moment, as he was trying to say it, you see the other 3 astronauts just kind of float over in this massive group hug.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
It was like literally like an air hug.
Yes, exactly. Like the best kind.
Yes.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
We were talking earlier about the whole Artemis 2 thing. They set the record yesterday. Furthest any human beings ever gone into deep space.
It's unbelievable.
Best views that anybody's ever gotten of the moon, which would be wild. There's even that one picture we saw NASA posted where like they get this amazing view of the moon and then you just see the Earth just kind of hanging out there.
Yeah.
Just wild. And I was watching it a little bit yesterday, and was it a little bit like towards the end of lunchtime when they hit the moment?
Yeah.
And they had we talked earlier about they named one of the craters after the
late wife
of the mission commander, which was just powerful.
Yeah, so sweet.
And they were talking about all the kind of different players and people, because there's this whole team, right, that's in Houston and Florida that's supporting the crew and all of that. And I learned something yesterday about the CAPCOM. So the CAPCOM stands for the Capsule Communicator.
Okay.
Everybody's got their role back in Mission Control. And this role, it's more often than not filled by another astronaut, somebody who's like kind of like been there, done that, has that kind of perspective.
Like a veteran, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knows the language, all that kind of stuff. But...
So we wouldn't qualify?
Yes. Nobody's going to be asking us to be the Capcom. So here's what it is, though. There's a rule, a policy. Only one person, the Capcom, is authorized to speak directly to the crew to prevent any kind of confusion.
Like the crew back on Earth?
Back in that's out in space.
Okay.
So Capcom is at Mission Control, and they're the one and only voice that is allowed to speak to the astronauts to give them instructions, reminders, information, and certainly then if something gets a little hairy and tricky, they're hearing from one person, one set of instructions, somebody who knows what they're going through, been there, done that, to give them clarity into that. And I thought, that's a very cool reminder of the rest of us who are living on planet Earth. I think how we're supposed to live our relationship with God. I mean, if we start listening to all these voices,
all the noise,
it's just going to get confusing, much less if things start getting a little hairy and crazy.
It happens all the time.
Right.
And we get so easily sucked into what does social media tell us? What does the Google tell us?
Yeah. What if I ask 32 friends their opinions? I'm sure that'll give me some clarity, right? And now, the Capcom can choose to bring somebody in and use them as an expert or whatever, but they have full authority.
The KLRC Morning Show.
90.9 KLRC.
Happy birthday!
Let's go! 1, 2, 3, go! H-A-P-P-Y-B-R-T-X-D-A-Y.
Hey! Happy birthday.
See, we got the birthday jingle for the upper body and World on Fire for the lower body.
That's it. That's how that works. Okay. I'm understanding the dance moves now. All right. It's time for some birthdays in the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash. It's Tuesday, April the 7th.
Happy 5th birthday to Crystal Yoder in Rogers.
Mandy Jenks, Siloam Springs today.
Tiffany Abner turning 45 in Farmington.
And BJ Weissman in Highfield celebrating today.
Oliver Holland is turning 6 in Pea Ridge.
All right. So the randomizers picked out a winner for us. Oh, did we miss one?
One more. Morgan Sladen turning 28 in Decatur.
All right. We don't want to leave you out, Morgan. All right. The randomizer is going to pick a winner for us.
Hello.
Hey, this is BJ.
Yes, it is.
BJ, it's Mark and Becky from KLRC.
Good morning.
Good morning and happy
birthday.
And thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're also the winner of the Marketplace Grill Birthday Bash, BJ.
That is awesome. My kids are going to be so excited.
That is so fun. Well, we're going to set you up with a gift certificate. I know they'll do a great job of celebrating you today, but we wanted to jump in too, okay?
Well, thank you so much.
Have a good day.